West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast. West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast.
What on earth? Here I am. Live call-in show. This was supposed to start an hour ago, but an hour ago, I was watching Manchester United lose to Grimsby in the EFL Cup, Carabao Cup second round. I had loads of Man United fans and friends crashing out around me, and I was just kicking back, taking it all in. Because the thing is, when I listen to Manchester United crash outs, it's so similar. It's so similar to the West Indies. When you listen to Manchester United fans, the types of things they talk about, you feel like you're listening to West Indies fans. Amarin's got a goal now. Replace that with, Sammy's got a goal now. He's only got 29 points in 28 games. Replace that with, we've lost 17 of our last 19. What's another Man United crash out? He's made things worse. Sammy's made things worse. What's another talking point? It's not the player's fault, it's him. It's not our player's fault, it's Sammy's fault. Literally, Manchester United Football Club and the West Indies cricket team are the exact same thing. The fall from grace. You study the West Indies fall from grace when we were the most dominant side in the 80s into the mid-90s is the exact same fall from grace for Manchester United from being the best side in England and then in Europe for a certain period of time under Alex Ferguson, and now they're having their fall from grace. Manchester United fans are unwilling to accept that their fall from grace is beyond blaming the later. It's so similar to West Indian uncles. I pity the fool who's both a Manchester United fan and a West Indies fan. It's so similar. People focusing all of their attention on the next head coach. It's his fault. It's his fault. It's his fault. Rather than focusing their frustration on structures. There is people are like, this is a cricket podcast, whatever. I talk what I want to talk about. Rather than focusing on structural decay. What Manchester United Football Club are experiencing right now is structural decay. You have to fall. What have I been saying about West Indies cricket? We cannot rise again until we hit true rock bottom. So everyone was like, when we lost to the Netherlands, everyone was like, oh, that's rock bottom. And then Bangladesh came and beat us in a test match. Everyone was like, oh, that's rock bottom. Australia just wiped us 5-0. Oh, that's rock bottom. 27 all out. Oh, that's rock bottom. We ain't even touched. West Indies ain't even touched rock bottom yet. Manchester United still have a ways to go before they hit true rock bottom. So when you're studying the fall of West Indies cricket, you might as well study the fall of Manchester United. When you study the irrationality of West Indian fans, you might as well study the irrationality of Manchester United fans. The glory days ain't coming back like that. Your era is over. West Indies' era of dominance is over. Manchester United's era of dominance is over. People going through this like Stockholm syndrome thing where they're still stuck in this notion of what we once were and holding the current set of inadequate players to what they once were. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Tell me when I'm telling lies. My name is Machel St. Patrick here at one half the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Welcome to the call-in show. I say it's a call-in show because the thing is, originally this was supposed to be a 1-hour show. I'd get off at actually this time. And then those of you who want to go jump up and down and watch TKR versus Antigua Falcons could go and do that, and so on and so forth. Yeah, like I say, I just got in, just had a little quick food. So I don't even know if this is going to be a call-in show because, you know, I kind of left it too late. That said, I did put the link into the Discord, not to the Discord, sorry, into the Patreon. And I said to those who are patrons, I said, listen, if you want to get some questions in, maybe you can't join the live show, maybe you want to get some questions in before we start, etc. So I'm going to address those right now. Thank you to those people who've jumped into the live. I didn't give any warning that I was delaying things, so thank you to those who've jumped in, particularly as most of you are probably gearing up for a CPL match. Let me just see, before I get into the questions, actually, let me just see what's happened with CPL for those of you who give a damn. I'm not going to watch it. As soon as this is over, I'm going to my bed. I might extend this into the first half hour of the CPL game and turn it into a bit of a watch along, but we'll see. Right, so CPL, Puram won the toss. Trinidad chose to field, and the teams are as follows. One change for the Knight Riders. Ali Khan is in to replace the Pelter, Usman Tariq. So the TKR lineup is Colin Munro, Alex Hales, Casey Carty, Nicholas Puram, Kyron Pollard, Andre Russell, Sunil Narayan, Akil Hussain, Mohamed Amir, Ali Khan, and McKenny Clark. And the Falcons have made one change as well. Obed McCoy replaces Shamar Springer. So the Falcons line up Joule Andrew, Raheem Cornwall, Karima Gore, Andres Goose, Shakib Al-Hassan, Imad Wazim, Fabian Allen, Osama Mir, Salman Irshad, Jaden Seals, and Obed McCoy. So that is the lineup in CPL for those who give a damn about that. Shakes P says, Mash, they were charging £25 for box food at Notting Hill Carnival. £25 for a box food. Oh, Bomberclad. Oh, Rasclad. £25 for a box food. Let me just put that into perspective. So let me just give the Jamaican price for that £25 box food. $5,000 for a box food. Wait, is that right? Have I done that right? Yeah, $5,000 for a box food. Jaja. Thing is, Shakes must have paid that. I don't even go Notting Hill Carnival anyways. Let's talk about this, people. I know there's some Trinis in the chat right now. One of these days, I'm going to record an episode on why soca music is shit. Soca music is so shit. Jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up. That's all soca music actually is, you know. Boy. It's shit though. On a serious note, it's actually shit. And the thing is, when I say it's shit, that's not me hating on like the rest of the Caribbean islands and nations. Like, it's just shit. I get, obviously it's carnival music, so I won't try and deny that soca is necessary for carnival music, but it's objectively speaking, soca take carnival away. Imagine carnival didn't exist. Soca in and of itself is just shit, but it is good in a carnival context, right? Now here's the thing. So TC says, where is she? TC says soca is better than dancehall, but here's the thing. I'm not saying that soca's shit because dancehall's better. Dancehall's also shit. Do you know what's better than both of them? Reggae. Just straight reggae. Conscious reggae. Throw in some lovers rock if you must. Throw in whatever. Reggae trumps soca. Reggae trumps dancehall. Simple. I'm not asking no one any questions, because you can play reggae in any context. Soca is carnival music. Dancehall is daggering music. Reggae can be played in any context, anywhere, anytime, and bring in anybody. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Well, you look for I was going to talk about cricket today. I talk about whatever I want on this particular show right now. The thing is, people are going to think that I'm saying this just because of the Jamaican context, but it's just true. It's just true. Oh, Shane's upset. He says dancehall is not daggering music. Okay. You must never. O'Shane's never daggered someone. That's why. Right. O'Shane, you ever daggered someone? Thing is, in a minute, TC's going to tell me. In a minute, TC's going to tell me to behave myself. So let me just relax. Let me just relax, because true say, when I start doing shows like this, all I do is trigger people. I just start triggering people. Do you know what's better than soca? Reggaeton. Even reggaeton's better than soca. Right. Have I upset enough people now? Right, let's get into the show. Shiloh Blunt says, you're looking for a stupid argument. Stick to the cricket. No, you stick to the cricket. Joshua Burgess says, what kind of show is this today? Don't know. I wasn't even going to do the show in the end because I delayed it by an hour. I just decided to come in on banter. So who won Vex? Get Vex. And I will just say what I want to say. If you don't like it, people, you can always go and watch Cricket Forum. You can go watch his show. What are some of the other ones? You can watch Power It Play. You can go and watch I've forgotten the name of Island Hopping Sports. You can go and watch Massive Hit. Like, if you don't like it, there's plenty of options to go and watch. You don't have to stick around, you know. I ain't begging anyone to stick around. So, you know. Right. Anyways, let's get into it. Cricket. Oh, sorry, the question. Sorry. So these were some of the questions that were sent to me beforehand. Shiloh Blunt says, man loses locks and pop in a bunch of shit. Yeah, it's true, you know. Sheldon says, am I crashing out right now? I don't know, you know. I think because I wasn't planning to, because I delayed the show by an hour, I've just come in without even thinking about what I'm going to say. Do you know what, though? Shane, who obviously is the biggest Uncle Rage baiter, Shane messaged me the other day and said, Mash, you need to add a show on CCP where you don't actually talk about cricket and you just talk about whatever you want to talk about. And he was like, if you did a show like that, you would wind up so many people because of the opinions you hold about stuff. I said to Shane that I'll think about it. So you lot just got a snapshot into what a show would look like if I chose to just not talk about cricket and just chose whatever topics I want. It's the true mashup, just picking whatever topics I want to talk about rather than focus on the cricket. And why focus on the cricket? Because CPL is shit. Like, let's have this right. Those of you who jump up and down and pump up your chest when your island nation does well in a CPL, what does it really mean? Like, let's be honest, CPL is shit. The standard is shit. The gap between our domestic T20 competition and what is required at international T20 level is so huge that once you take away your national bias out of CPL and just look at it dispassionately, which I'm able to do because Jamaica don't even study CPL. We haven't been in it for 2 years. So for the last 2 years, take out all kind of Jamaican context to it, I've been watching CPL games, just sitting there going, respectfully and completely dispassionately, this is shit. Tell me when I'm telling lies. It's the standard is so poor. It's only national bias that can be making people jump up and down, because objectively speaking, it's so poor. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, I've watched about 3-4 games now. I've watched all the extended highlights and 3 or 4 games. What game are we on today? Let me just check. So today, the Trinidad Antigua game today is the 14th game of the tournament. I reckon at least 10 of the 14, or maybe 9, have been dog shit and not worth watching. And if you fell asleep and didn't really watch them, you missed nothing. Tell me when I'm telling lies. And this isn't even about me cussing CPL, because the thing is, CPL has a right to exist. So this is nothing about me This isn't an anti-CPL. Like, I've got nothing against the people who run CPL. This is not an anti-CPL mission statement from me. Just objectively speaking, it's not very good. And yes, I get it. If you're working within it, you have to promote it, and it's about clicks, and it's about engagement, and it's about metrics of L Smith, I can see your comments. I'm coming to it. It's about the metrics of how many Instagram likes did you get, how many TikTok views did you get, how many impressions did you get. But when you actually watch, so Simi D says the games have actually been nice. No, they haven't. No, they haven't. Like, do you, Simi D, be honest with me, do you support before I continue and deconstruct that, do you support a specific team? Do you support a specific team? Yes or no? Because I think if you don't, if you're not a betting man and you don't support a specific team, I don't think it's that good. I genuinely don't. What is the point of T20 cricket in general? These leagues are just for betting people in Asia, isn't it? In the Asian subcontinent. That's really what these games are for. They're not really for any other purpose, and just to fill TV space. Like, okay, let me put this in perspective, right? Think of a show on Netflix that you watch. Like, think of like a series on Netflix that you watch, which you ordinarily would go, oh, this is just rubbish. Like, it's just a bad series. And you watch it because you've already started the series. So you feel you kind of have to end, like you kind of have to watch it because you started it and you invested in it. But you know that objectively speaking, it's just a bad series. That's all I'm saying CPL is. So in and of itself, it has a right to exist. In and of itself, some people find it interesting. But objectively speaking, if you treat it as if it's like a Netflix sitcom or box set series that you're watching, you would watch it and go, oh, I watched season 1 and I didn't bother to continue watching season 2 because it was shit. That's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say it's not good. Right, let me get some comments because I've just come on a soapbox one today because I had no plan. I had no plan and just pressed go live when I should actually be in my bed. Right, okay. Where's L Smith's comments? People said to go look for him. Let me try find it. L Smith. Here we go. So L Smith says, Mashel, Lewis Smith, the PhD student from St. Andrews Uni. I sent you a couple of emails asking to talk and very much want your and CCP family's contributions to my research. Right. Yeah, so people. So let me find my emails. So Mr. Smith has sent, let me update the CCP listeners in this particular live. So Mr. Smith has sent me an email. TC and a few others in the comments. Lewis, that's it, Lewis. Sorry, Lewis, you actually said your name. So Lewis sent me an email beginning of August, people. And before people get onto me, I did actually reply to Lewis's original email. And I know, Lewis, that you've emailed me recently, and I just haven't got round to replying yet. My life's actually busy, you know. But anyways, the point is, people, Lewis is doing, let me find it now. Lewis is doing some research on the cultural importance of cricket in the Caribbean and whether the decline of the West Indies team reflects a decline in the cultural importance of cricket in the region. He's going to be out in the Caribbean shortly to start some research around this. Like, he's doing a proper PhD study on this. So he's going to be out in the Caribbean. He's going to be taking in some Barbados Royals games, immersing himself in the culture, and really trying to bring this all together. I think he's then planning to go to Trinidad after that to do some more research on it. So Lewis and I are going to touch base on this. Oh, sorry, Lewis. So Lewis's last emails to me said, can we have a conversation this week? So Lewis, I will get back to you tomorrow on this. I will actually reply to you tomorrow on this. But it's been hectic. Since I got back from Jamaica, it's been quite hectic. So people, Lewis and I are going to touch base on all of this. And then what we're going to try to do is, those of you who can contribute within the CCP community, we're going to try and do whether it be Zoom, virtual, whatever it might be, a link up on this to help Lewis in his research around this particular topic. See, Lewis, look what I've done for you already. Osprey is a Stirling Glasgow Uni alumni. Hit up Osprey. So yeah, Lewis, I haven't forgotten. I have not forgotten. If I actually ever put the call-in link in the chat, jump on and let's break it down. So yeah, that's Lewis, people. Please link up with Lewis if you've got anything to add on that, particularly if you're in the Caribbean. I think Lewis is a social anthropologist. Is that the right word to use? I think that's what you'd say. So doing some deep research on the cultural meaning of West Indies cricket, people. So please make Lewis feel welcome, those of you in Barbados, when and if you come across him, and help him out with his research. But like I say, Lewis and I will be... Lewis, there'll be people in the chat who will want to link up with you. So do the details and whatnot. I can get some details across to you, for example. I see TC's put, how can I link? I've got TC's details. Even though she looks like Ocean Thomas, I've got her details, so I can send them to you and stuff for you to be able to link up with various different people who will be able to help you with stuff like this. But anyways, Lewis, I'll hit you up tomorrow and we shall go from there for sure. Right, let's see what other things people are saying. Have I missed some stuff? Sean says, Mash, you have any insights into why Nikita Miller never got a test chance despite top tier first class stats? Sean, have you watched the episode we did with Nikita Miller? We invited him onto the podcast. That should be in our archives. Yeah, I think it's definitely in our archives. So if you want to, I would suggest you go and listen to that, because I think we asked him about that, to be fair. So look in the archives. Let me know if you've watched the episode or not. Just looking at some other comments that people have got. Oh, so do you not? So actually, here's one for the audience. See, Lewis, Josh Burgess says, I did my master's research on culture of West Indies cricket and its brand and marketing. Josh, hit these people up, man. Not Josh, right? Lewis, hit these people up, man. I knew it. See, all we had to do is put the comment on the screen, and people are already reaching out. I've also got Josh's details, Lewis. So if you're making a note of all of these people who want to help you, if you just link me, and say, have you got the details for this person, that person, I'll be able to pass them on for you. Who says that Caribbean Cricket Podcast can't help people, man? You won't get this on any other podcast. There's me. See, Karis says I did an MPhil on the reasons for the... Hey, I'm doing the most out here. See, Caribbean Cricket Podcast, we're more than just a podcast, you know. We're just connecting people all across the globe when it comes to West Indies cricket. Right, so some comments that was sent in by the people in the Discord. So this one I think was from Sandeep. So Sandeep says, I don't like putting artificial age limits on players, but torn on how I feel about Tahir playing. He seems to take wickets, but help me here. Okay, so let's break that one down, people. Imran Tahir is 46 and a half. In fact, he might even be 46 and 3/4, right? He is the captain of the Guyana Amazon Warriors, successful captain of the Guyana Amazon Warriors. He was the captain when Guyana Amazon Warriors won their first title. He is revered by the Guyanese public. He may as well change his nationality to Guyanese. He is playing in our top tier T20 tournament at the age of 46 and still bowling people down on a regular. So... what do people feel? I want to see what people feel about his presence in CPL. Obviously, the Guyanese let me know as well. Let me know in the comments, people. What do you feel about Imran Tahir's presence in CPL? I'll give you one of my views, right? Imran is there on merit. If a guy can take a fifer in CPL at the age of 46, you can't tell me that he's not there on merit. However, if a guy is 46 years old and is still one of the best bowlers in our top tier domestic competition, it tells me that our domestic competition is a bag of shite. Now, before anyone says to me, but, why else then isn't Imran Tahir? If Imran Tahir was as effective as he is in CPL, why does he not command a place in every single T20 league in the world then? Right? Because technically, Imran Tahir, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, right? Because those of you who follow T20 cricket, please get at me in the comments below. Osprey will know. But if Imran Tahir is as effective as he looks in CPL, wouldn't he be in BPL? Wouldn't he be in MLC? Wouldn't he be in the Australian Big Bash? Obviously, you're not getting into IPL, PSL. Wouldn't he be in 100 clashes CPL? Wouldn't he be in everything? But year out, and now in fairness, so Osprey says, I respect the fact that he's actually stuck with a team and become a franchise face, but it shows that cricket's got an age crisis. And that's the other side of looking at it, though. Is it ageist? Is it ageist to say, like, if a man's 40, I mean, he's older than me. So if a man's 46, and why shouldn't he be able to play? Why should we, as fans, turn around and say, he's too old, he shouldn't be here? Like, if he's still one of the best players, then he deserves his right to be there, right? But I'm just saying, whether he does or whether he doesn't, what does it say about the standards or lack thereof in the Caribbean? Imran Tahir, okay, for those of you who are proper CPL fans, name your top 3 spinners in CPL. You can't include the pelters. So Tariq isn't allowed to be mentioned. Name the top 3 spinners. Name the top 3 spinners in CPL right now. Is Imran Tahir in the list? Those of you who watch CPL, I know some of you have probably left this live now to go watch Trinidad. Maybe you've got this on whilst Trinidad are playing. Top 3 spinners in CPL right now, please. Probably Akil Hussain. I think Imran Tahir has to probably be in the top 3, right? Hussain, Tahir. I'm not including, obviously, Narain. Let's leave Narain out for now, right? Hussain, even Narain being in there. Man retired from West Indies. Is it really that? Tahir, Narain, Hussain? Allow me in it. Multi's probably in the list somewhere, I'd imagine. But the point is, no matter who your 3 is, Tahir is probably in the 3. Oh, good call. Salam Keel, yeah, he's probably in there. So actually, so what are we saying then? Salam Keel, Hussain, and then Imran Tahir. So I don't know, man. I don't know. All I know is when he took the fifer the other day, I felt embarrassed. I felt embarrassed about what it said for West Indian standards in general, and what it said about the kind of depth of quality in the Caribbean. That didn't fill me with joy at all. That made me feel down bad. So that's the question on Tahir. Josh says, just for my sake, what do you mean when you say pelting? When I say pelting, I mean that Usman Tariq, the spin bowler for Trinidad, I'm saying that he is pelting. Not all the time, but since this tournament started and since I've been watching him, Tariq has been, in every game he's played, I have seen at least one delivery where he has pelted the delivery. And I just want to know, if I can see that on the TV, how isn't the umpire seeing it on the pitch? And bear in mind, this is a man who has been called for pelting in 2024 in PSL, was called for pelting in 2025 in PSL. Man's come to CPL and I'm seeing the man pelt. That's all I'm saying. Like I say, maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, listen, I've got nothing against people saying, no, Mash, you're actually wrong. But I just need, if I'm wrong, please present the evidence to tell me why I've got it wrong. But the man is pelting. He's pelted in every game that I've seen him play so far in this year's CPL. And not even minor pelting. I mean, it's so funny. It's so funny and so obvious that I don't actually know what's going on. So Akib says, I'm Pakistani. He's been cleared twice. But when you say cleared twice, that means he's been called twice and then cleared. I'm saying he's pelting again. Yeah, but Dacey's looked all right. I haven't minded Badacey. I'd like to see him. I think he can bat even higher than he actually is at the moment. Is he in this game today? Does he play for Antigua? I can't even remember. Or is it St. Kitts? I always forget which team he plays for. St. Kitts. Okay, cool. Let me look at the next question that was sent in. So this was also a Patreon question. More serious question. Is it time for us to bypass regional boards and infrastructure and headhunt talented boys and girls straight into the West Indies Academy? Yes. Yes, I agree with you. In principle, sorry, yes, I agree with you, but in practice, I don't know how that would work. That's my only concern about it. I don't quite. Wait, there's a wicket already in the Antigua game. Let me just see what's happened. So, Mohammed Amir has trapped Rakeen Cornwall. Oh, has he reviewed it? Oh, he's reviewing it. I'll come back to that. So yes, I agree with the idea, but in principle, would that work? I'm not so certain because, and again, this is the issue with the West Indies being a conglomeration of different island nations. How do you determine from nation to nation to nation? How do you determine? How would you come up with a system that is fair, that truly identifies who are the most talented boys and girls? And this is where the insularity comes in. This is where the fight down comes in. This is where the bigger islands and nations probably get more of a look than the smaller ones, etc. So whilst I agree with you, I don't know how that would work in principle and in practice, but I agree with the idea in general. The next question I did not preload into the chat, but it was sent in by Aqua 89, and he said, let me just find it. Why does the icon Marlon Samuels not get mentioned much? He's one of my favorite cricketers. Yes, he's brash, but he's a match winner in T20 and was a good number 4 for the time, looking at things now. Okay, so this is just my opinion. Marlon Samuels doesn't get the flowers. I don't want to say the flowers he deserves, because I'm not even sure where we put the I don't think deserve is the right word. Marlon Samuels will never get the flowers in West Indies cricket, even with him having won 2 World Cups, literally with the bat for West Indies. He will never get the flowers because, one, he is ignorant. And the thing is, I say that, obviously this might get to Marlon, and the next time I touch Jamaica, Marlon might send people for me or punch me up. But I actually say that with respect. I think Marlon now, one man's ignorant is another man's I speak my mind, right? So let's give Marlon the benefit of the doubt. Marlon speaks his mind and doesn't suffer fools. That's giving Marlon the benefit of the doubt. He speaks his mind and doesn't suffer fools. Not giving Marlon the benefit of the doubt, Marlon is ignorant and has said several ignorant things in his career, which would mean that people will struggle to separate the cricketer from the person, right? And then you throw in the match fixing controversies. So in essence, what we're saying about Marlon Samuels, I know lots of you are saying there's wickets in the game. I know, I've seen it. So in essence, with Marlon Samuels, what you end up with is somebody who has too much mud on his name for things that are nothing to do with what he achieved on the pitch. And when you're a complicated character like that, it's hard for the flowers to be given to you. Does he deserve some commendation for things he's done in West Indies cricket? Most definitely. 2 World Cups, 2 T20 World Cups. Should he have done more with his talent? Definitely. Will he ever be seen as one of the greats of West Indies cricket? No. I'm not even certain he'll be seen as a great of Jamaica cricket. Never mind West Indies cricket. And some might say, and rightly so. What I will credit Marlon for, though, is I actually do have a lot of time for somebody who is unapologetically themselves. You don't have to like them for it, but at least, you know, that phrase where it's like, believe someone, what's the phrase? Sorry. When somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Like, in fairness to Marlon Samuels, he has always been him. He's never, he's always been his own person. He's never told the line because he felt he had to toe the line. He said what he feels he needs to say. He's cussed who he needed to cuss. He's spoken his mind when he's needed to speak his mind, and he's been unapologetic in doing so. And I actually can't hate him for that, because at least it's real. At least it's real. You can't really accuse him of being fake. Man is who he is. Don't have to like it, but at least he's staying true to who he believes he is. So that's my kind of take on Marlon Samuels. And before anyone asks, yes, I've asked him to come on the podcast twice, and both times he told me to go suck out. So I don't think we'll ever get Marlon Samuels on the podcast. So yeah. So Antigua, Karima Gore is out. Just as well I did that video on him. He's gone for a duck. Who's bowled? Mohamed Amir again. So 2 wickets in the over for Mohamed Amir, both LBW. Cornwall duck, Karima Gore duck. Can I talk on something, people? Can I talk on something? The head coach of Antigua Falcons is Paul Nixon. Let me talk on this one. There's 92 people in this live right now. I get that lots of you are watching Trinidad, but let me talk on this one. And if you're one of the 92 who's currently in the live, there was more, but obviously you have gone to go watch the cricket. If you're one of the 92 this was supposed to be a call-in show. Ain't no call-in show. I've just turned this into this is just turned into a chat with Machel. Paul Nixon, who's currently on your screens, or not currently on the screens, but is currently in the match that you lot are probably watching, head coach of Antigua Falcons, he actually follows the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. So part of me is mindful that I'm about to cuss, and somebody who I'm about to cuss actually follows Caribbean Cricket Podcast. So Paul Nixon, somebody put me on the other day. I said, Mash, have you seen Paul Nixon's Twitter feed or X feed? It's a bit for what, this wasn't the word the person used, but it was like, it's a bit loopy. I said, no, I don't know what you're talking about, but I said, let me go do my research. So I went to go look at man's X feed, and I encourage all people who are currently in this live to tell a friend to tell a friend. So I went to go look at this man's X feed, and in a nutshell, for those of you who don't live in Britain, you might not understand the full context, so bear with me. For those of you who live in Britain, or understand the context of what it means to live in Britain at the moment, we currently have in Britain a far-right underbelly that is rising in this country, anti-refugee, anti-immigrant, anti-black, anti-brown, just anti-anyone who's not Indigenous British. It's happened in lots of, like I say, people, you must think this is a cricket show. Listen, I'm a politics teacher. You're about to get politics mash coming here. This is something that has been rising across Europe in the last 15 years. You've got the racist in Italy. Is it Meloni in Italy? So you got her. You obviously got Trump in the United States. He's basically a fascist. You've got Austria. There's a far right leader in Austria. There's been far right movement in Sweden. You've got the AfD in Germany. No matter which, you've got Le Pen's lot in France. Over the last 15 years, there has been a rise of the far right, the fascist far right. Okay, and it's touched Britain now. Okay, and so anyway, so a man said to me, "Oh, Mash, go and have a look at Paul Nixon's X feed." My man on his X feed, every other tweet, if not every tweet, is about reclaiming Britain. Let's reclaim Britain. Let's get rid of the refugees. Let's put them back on the boats and send them away. Let me go look at my man's tweets right now, because some of you will think I'm making this up, right? And what I want to discuss is, where is the line between what a man's personal views are and getting employment in a Caribbean Premier League. So, and is there a straight line between somebody who has sympathies with the rising right-wing party in the UK and potentially being anti-black and brown? Now, he, of course, would say, I'm not anti-black and brown. But I would say, let me, because I can only judge somebody by what I can see with my own eyes, right? So, this is a retweet from my man. Massive crowds flood Manchester, gridlocked with British and English flags, boldly chanting for remigration. The British people are rising fiercely, demanding their nation back. I'm just reading what my man's put on his own thing. So I'm not accusing my man of anything. I'm just judging based on what I can see. Let me read the next one. Massive protests. These are all retweets from my man. Massive protests all over Britain today to close the borders. Okay. Next one. Let's find the next one. I mean, let me try and give man the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he didn't do it. Maybe someone else, because here we go. This is a retweet of the British Patriot. Over 1,000 illegals arrived today in Britain. They get free housing, healthcare, education, food, mobile phone, and cash. This must be stopped. Is there a straight line between somebody who doesn't want immigration into their country and the views they then might hold about? Now, he would say, I assume, because like I say, there's no direct correlation. I'm not trying to say there is a direct correlation. But if you're doing your due diligence on someone, if I was in charge of a franchise and I was doing my due diligence on someone, and I realized that, like, just in the same way, right, how if somebody goes on my Twitter feed, my personal Twitter feed, and reads, so for example, yeah, so let me cuss myself, because let me not make this specific to my man, yeah. Let me show my man how I can cuss myself for it, right? So 14 hours ago, I tweeted this on my personal X account. I said, Nigel Farage doesn't get the constant airtime he does in this country without huge funding from nefarious characters and media collusion. Question everything every time you see his face on TV. So now let's just say I apply for a job, and the person who owns that particular job or industry or whatever institution tells his people, go do a search of Machel's social media history, and they find that tweet and they go, wait, my man's vocal about not liking Nigel Farage, we're not employing him. I would say fair enough. I would say fair enough, because if they've done their due diligence and they're like, nah, this stink London man, he just thinks he can say whatever he wants, he's anti this, he's anti Farage, I don't think that's right for an employee of ours to have such strong political opinions, and see, here's another tweet I put the other day. Here's another tweet. I'm talking with Chess. Here's another tweet I put the other day from my personal account. The fact that they feel they can get away with freeing Ghislaine Maxwell in plain sight tells you how dystopian things have become, right? So if a man searched my socials and said, nah, this guy's too vocal, his opinions are too strong, we cannot attach his opinions to our company, I would say, fair enough. I would say fair enough. I'd stand on business and say I'm not deleting nothing. And I'd say fair enough. You can't employ me because my personal views do not align with your company. Fair. What I want to know is this. Does the personal views of my man Nixon align with the employees of Antigua Falcons? Because once you make that decision to employ him, you are saying you have no problem with it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, because he's on the mains with his anti-immigration stance, saying remigration, send them man back, no illegals, this, that, and the third, right? I just want to know, is that cool? And it's not about dragging no one, and it's not about doxing no one. It's out. It's just there. It's just there. It's out there in the open. He put it there. I didn't put it there. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Oh, Shane Sullivan says, Mash, are you a liberal? No, I don't believe in the tag liberal. I'm just not a dickhead. I don't believe in liberal, conservative, this, that, and the third. You're either a dickhead or you're not a dickhead. That's what I believe in. So I'm saying my man's a dickhead, innit? That's what I'm saying. How about that one? Well, you lot thought this was a call-in show. This is why Shane said to me, Mash, you just need to have your own show where you just talk about stuff and you don't just specifically talk about the cricket. He said that show would just be just as popular. Yeah, so that's that, you know. That's that still. I had to talk the things. Big AF says, tell me when I'm telling lies. Is that a CM Punk reference? Yes, it is. Well done for recognizing it. It's a CM Punk wrestling reference. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Back when CM Punk wasn't PG Punk. But yeah, when CM Punk was actually CM Punk. But now he's Saudi Arabia Punk. So what does it really mean, eh? So yeah, so that's me, you know. That's me still. What are we saying? How many minutes have I done? 45 minutes. So yeah, it was supposed to be a call-in, people. But I kind of messed it all up today and didn't do the things properly. I think people should share this one still, you know. You should share this one still. I might actually plug this episode because I might have to change the title because it wasn't really what it was at. It wasn't really what was advertised on the tin. It wasn't really a call-in show. It was just soapbox. It was just soapbox politics. Apologies, anyone who thought you'd get a chance to call in today. It's 20 past midnight in the UK, so I might go to bed soon. To be fair, might go to bed soon and do whatever in it. I sucked you all in. Pause. I sucked you all in thinking it was going to be a live call-in show and then just decided to just talk. Yeah, I chopped your money. I go chop your money. I just did a scam. I just did a scammer on you lot. Yeah, scammed you still. Yeah, I saw this actually. So I saw this article. Who was it? Was it? I think it was Zorro Bartley, which is Dario's dad, was saying that they. I read. I think it was in the Antigua. What's it called again? The Antigua paper. Is it Antigua Record or something? Can't remember what the Antigua paper's called, but they were saying that that they need to really think about how Joule is going to be developed, which I get, which I totally get, because if they feed Joule this white ball diet, you run the risk of Joule's game not actually developing properly. And do you know what? My biggest concern with Joule, having already labelled Joule a generational talent, my biggest concern for Joule at the moment is that he'll believe his own hype. And I still look at some of the stuff that Joule is doing, and I'm like, this game comes too easy. Is he out yet, actually? What's Joule saying right now? What's he on? He's on 7 from 9. I still look at Joule sometimes when I see him play, and I'm like, you obviously find this game really easy, and possibly the biggest strength of Joule might be his biggest weakness, which is that because it's so easy, he just gives his wicket away. So I am just mindful of that, and the only way for that to improve is if he has a significant diet of red ball cricket. Isn't it interesting, by the way, that some of the best T20 players are still players who actually learnt the fundamentals of cricket first? But anyways, that's another story for another day. TC says, do a watch along for Trinidad versus Guyana this weekend. Let me just look at my diary, see what's going on this weekend. I could do a watch along tomorrow, actually. St. Lucia versus St. Kitts. Actually, I've got time. I could actually do several. I could actually do, tell a lie, I could do Trinbago versus Guyana on the weekend. If I can stay awake, I might do it. By the way, the first game between West Indies under-19 men and boys versus Sri Lanka under-19 starts this Saturday as well. They've got a 7-match 50-over series which starts this Saturday, so look out for that as well. Right, okay, people, shall I wrap this? Should I wrap this? Yeah, so just to kind of last thing, just give people a heads up in terms of what's going to be happening. So obviously, for those of you who know, CCP is not a full-time endeavor. On Monday, I return to my summer holidays ends on the weekend. So on Monday, I return to work. So just to give people a heads up in terms of what to expect now going forward. So as of September the 1st, obviously I return to work. For those of you who don't know, I'm a vice principal in a high school. I know most of you in this life probably know that. I know sometimes it must be hard to believe, but I am actually a serious person, and I do actually have a serious job. So I return to work on Monday. Now, as from September, I go to 3 days a week. So in my day job, I will work 3 days a week, and in the other 2 days of the week, that is now committed to growing CCP, as well as some of the stuff I do, TalkSport, BBC, lots of the football stuff that I do, mainly around Bromley, obviously, for PA Media. But there are some big plans coming in terms of how CCP will be evolving now that I'm no longer 5 days a week, how CCP will be evolving going forward. So to give you a bit of an insight to that, you will start to see some changes on the YouTube channel. We're going to hopefully, I don't know if I'll change the name, but you're going to see CCP become more of a network show going forward. We are filming some, so on this weekend, we are filming some content. When I say we, that's me and for those of you who know Rising Bowler, he'll be there. Those of you who remember Yannick Leonard, he came on the show, former Leeward Islands cricketer from Anguilla. He will be there. CCP historian Suresh, who most of you don't know, he will be there. Rising Bowler's dad will be there. So we're going to be filming some content at some nets. And so what you're going to start to see on CCP going forward is also some live cricket content, not cricket as in cricket matches, as in us lot, what the CCP network will become going forward, actually doing some network. So we haven't decided what Sunday's going to look like yet. I'm certainly going to be filming and introducing you to people who are going to become part of the CCP network going forward, but that filming on Sunday. So I told Yannick, met up with Yannick last week, and I said to Yannick last week that if he bowled 20 balls to me, I could probably score 100 runs. So obviously, Yannick plays cricket every weekend. Obviously, he's represented the Leeward Islands, has represented Anguilla, plays club cricket over here. So I said to him, bowl 20 balls to me and watch me just blast you out of the nets, ball after ball after ball. So we're filming some. So he's taking me up on that challenge. So we're filming content like that. I said between him and Rising Bowler, they couldn't get me out one time in the nets. So we're going to be filming some. So look out for that. We're going to be filming some stuff like that. Look out for it dropping, etc. Yannick's done some interviews with some players. That's going to be dropping on the channel as well. So the point being, ultimately, the point being that you're going to start to see some changes on CCP, where I'm not the only face you see. Santoki's not the only face you see. You're going to start to see some new people, some new content some live content in the nets, etc. So look out for that. We got some stuff coming. So that's kind of what's going to be happening going forward with CCP. Like I say, this was supposed to be a live call-in show. Apologies that it wasn't actually a live call-in show. It turned into send in your chat messages and let's just have a conversation show in the end. So false advertising, please send in your complaints to whoever you send your complaints into, and we will be back with a proper show at some point. I don't know when. Maybe there'll be a watch along tomorrow, etc. Those of you who haven't yet flicked on the cricket, Antigua and Barbuda Falcons are 28 for 2 from 5 overs. Karima Gore went for a duck, wrecking she tell a lie, 34 for 2. Jules just hit a 6 off Narayan. So 34 for 2 of 5.1 overs. Gore went for a duck. Cornwall went for a duck, both LBW. Mohammed Amir, Joule Andrews currently 18 from 13, and Andres Goose is 13 from 13. That's just under an hour. I've been Machel St. Patrick here, one half Caribbean Cricket Podcast. I'm gonna get out of here. Got my do-rag on. Trying to just look like a young boy these days, thing is, I cut my locks just as divorce season was coming to an end. Cut them at the wrong time, boy. I missed divorce season, but we'll see what we can do. We'll try catch them again. We'll try and catch divorce season around Christmas time and see what we can do. I'll be Machel St. Patrick here at one half the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. Thank you as ever for those who joined me. Thank you as ever for those who joined me. And I'll see you all very, very soon with some more content. Like, share, and subscribe on the way out. Tell people about this episode. Tell a friend about some of the stuff we spoke about on this episode. Someone tell Paul Nixon that I found his ex account and I'm not impressed. And if you haven't already done so, you can support the Caribbean Cricket Podcast by becoming a patron. Head to www.patreon.com/cabcricket. Actually, final thing before I go, the merch is arriving. I spoke to the merch company today, and they confirmed that I should be getting the delivery of the new Caribbean Cricket Podcast shirts. Or if not tomorrow, they're turning up on Friday. So just to let you know about the shirts, the logo will be on, that probably looks like the right on your screen, will be on the left. So small CCP logo on the left, and the colors will be white, pink. So just to explain why they're the colors they are. So the white is because the West Indies polos are white. The current West Indies polos are white. So I've done white. I've done pink as a throwback homage to, when West Indies played in World Series cricket, they had that pink kit. So I've done a pink shirt. I've done sky blue because obviously within our badge, we have blue in our badge. And then I've done maroon. Okay. So those are the 4 colors that will be on sale. Once I get the merch, I'll take some pictures this weekend, get them out so people can see what they look like if you want to get one. The current pricing that I'm looking at, this isn't taken into effect with, this doesn't count overseas delivery yet. By the way, for anyone who's in the States, what's Trump done? Has Trump done some mad thing with, what's the thing someone was telling me? Trump's done some mad thing with customs duties or something. So before, if I'm not mistaken, if I wanted to send something to the States and it was small enough, you didn't have to pay anything extra on it. But I think Trump's done a madness and said that no matter what the weight of what you're sending, you still have to pay something extra on it. This is what I'm saying. America's sick. America might actually be the devil's country, It might actually be what the devil's country is. This fascist man. Anyways, we move. So, what was I saying? So the shirts for the UK were £20 full price for the shirts, £15 for patrons. If you're a patron, sorry. It might also be, there's also a price in there. If you can collect it, I think there's also a cheaper price as well, possibly 18. I haven't decided. Then if it's overseas, But this, I haven't decided yet if this is the exact fee for overseas, because I don't know what the duties is going to be on it. But at the moment, I'm working on £30 if it's overseas, but that's subject to change dependent on duties and tax and tariffs and all that. £22.50 if you're a patron and you live overseas. But again, that is dependent on tariffs and duties, etc. So, for example, TC she lives in the States. Just to use her as an example, she's currently live. She lives in the States. She would pay £22.50. Now, what I'm not certain about is now the States have done their dumbness. I don't know, even with a shirt being quite small, I don't know what that 10% tariff does and how much I'd actually have to pay just to get something delivered to the States. The sizes run from small to double XL. But the ones at either extreme there's not many of them. So certainly, I think if I remember rightly, with the small and the double XL, it's very much a kind of first come, first served type thing. I haven't done loads of them because, generally speaking, from my experience of doing merch before, it's always the large and the XL that go first. So they're the ones that I tend to do the most, the biggest quantity in. And then, yeah. So anyways, like I say, I'll take some pictures this weekend when they turn up, and then you can make your decisions from there. Listen, people, I'm out of here. I'll be Machel St. Patrick here. If you want to support the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, head to www.patreon.com/CaribCricket. Different tiers to the Patreon. If you're a £5 tier and higher, you get 25% off on the merch. So those of you who are £5 and higher on the Patreon, you're about to lock in because you're about to get 25% off when this new merch lands. So go and have a look at that. And if you're interested, get involved. Listen, thank you for tuning in, people. Sorry it wasn't a call-in show. Last minute decision to do it, having delayed the show by an hour. Thank you for those who stuck along. We only try to do these an hour long now. An hour's just hit. Go continue. Oh, someone's out. Who's just got out? Goose, the American, is out. Akil Hussain has bowled him for 14. So Antigua and Barbuda Falcons are 46 for 3 after 6.4 overs. Generational talent, Joule Andrew is still there. He's on 29, not out from 18 balls. Go and enjoy the rest of the game, people. Thank you for those who tuned in today, and I shall see you all very, very soon. Peace.
West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast.